few more minutes, but if there was a new homeowner that is listening, and they're considering building a house, is there any advice with regards to plumbing or roofing that you would say, hey, before you build, are you considering these things? Consider this with plumbing. Consider, do you want a bidet? Do you want a bath? Like, do you have people ask
I
you?
have my list.
I do. I have it too.
I have my list. You have my list also.
I do.
You know, so I start to offer this list out more now than I did early, but especially during the bidding process or during they're taking quotes on their build of their new house, and I'm trying to attach this along with and the things to consider about, you know, how big is your house going to be? 100-foot long house? Where are you going to put the water heater?
Or
the
water heaters
going to
too.
be all the way. Is the water heater going to be all the way down at that end of the 100-foot house? So your master bath is going to be on the other end of it, and you turn the shower on. How quickly you want that water to come there? So we talk about water recirculation systems so that we can keep water moving through the house, so that when you get into that shower, instead of a minute and 54 seconds to get hot water in it while you're standing there freezing, that you get hot water in 3 or 4 seconds. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do it through tanked water heaters, or we're going to do it through, people call them on demands, but they're really not on demands. They're your tankless water heaters. They're the only on demand part of a tankless water heater is when water is called for, it turns on. It still takes the same amount of time for that water to get from that tankless to the other end as it did with a tanked water heater.
It's just, but what they should say almost is unlimited hot water is what they should almost say. That's what I sacrificed. Which I guess when I built mine, I didn't realize that there was a new product where we could do a CERT pump with. Is that correct? That you can do a CERT pump with the instant hots?
We can also retrofit an old house with recirculation.
Oh, okay.
So that works off from the farthest fixture from the water heater. We put a circulation pump there that's operated on Bluetooth from the other end, and it calls water and circulates water from the other end through a Bluetooth connection.
That's cool.
That's cool. It's really cool.
But I'm much more like I like the instant hot, where you just have the benefit is you don't run out. But it takes a little time to get there if you don't have the CERT pumps. But
yes, and now they've improved these tankless water heaters from just basic heater to you can buy them with that function in them.
Okay,
with recirculation internal to the tankless water heater. Now the debate can go whether it's you want a tanked water heater or a tankless water heater. Obviously, you like the tankless water heaters.
I like it because it's like, especially with my boys. You know that you're trying to shower 3 or 4
showers,
boys.
If you're in the shower number 5,
you're gonna be out of water. And this way, it's not.
I'll read some of these other items on your list. Reverse osmosis systems, pot sinks. Right, those are becoming more common. Having a pot sink over the stove.
Think about them before, rather than later, and build them into your design. Then you'll have that fixture there, and sometimes you can do it even if you're not going to use it. Put a wall plate over something decorative, and then eventually, at some point in the future, you can put that.
Infrastructure is so easy to put in at the beginning. You don't have to use it, but then it's available later.
Yes,
absolutely. Daylight drains for water softener loops, right?
Yes.
You know, choosing your fixtures of a house while you're still drawing mode, right? Before framing, like what fixtures do you want? Because those fixtures were going to affect the framing. And once you frame, some things are no longer an option.
They affect the framing dramatically in many ways. What was I going to say about the water filtration systems? You know, where you're going to place it, the water softener loops, the daylight drains. You mentioned the daylight drains. Okay, so daylight drains, I think, were outlawed in Texas in 1996, but then they brought them, they rethought it, and sometime around the year 2000, daylight drains where, it's okay. And,
And so for
okay, so if you've got
listeners,
a water softener, I just had this happen this last week. If you got a water softener that malfunctions and it starts running water, and pretty soon instead of 60 or 80 gallons, it's just run 400 or 800 or 1,000 gallons of water into your septic system. If you drained it to the septic system, now you've just flooded your septic system. Now you're going to have to get the septic guy involved and possibly replace lateral lines, that type of thing. So daylight drains, you take a daylight drain, and some people use the term drain it into a sock. I like to use the products that come from the septic industry, the effluent chambers, and put 2 or 3 effluent chambers in line and create yourself a pocket that can hold that few hundred gallons of water. And drain it underground, and you don't see any dead grass above, because the salts in that will kill kill the grass. RO systems, some people like RO DI water, reverse osmosis with the ionized water, and so they go to the store, they buy bottled water. But you can create all that yourself at home, and there are some RODI systems that are 2-stage, 3-stage, all the way up to 7 and 8 stage. What will clean water so sparkling clean that you better add stuff back into it if you're drinking it every day, because you don't get the nutrients or the minerals that come in the water naturally. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I've been to a few coffee shops before where their RO system is down for the day or whatever, and they won't serve coffee. They're like, nope, it's not our perfect water.
Yeah,
we're not going to serve coffee if it's not through this filtration system. And I was like, come on, just need a cup of coffee.
Want a cup of coffee. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Starbucks thing. You're a Starbucks guy?
No, I'm far more obnoxious than Starbucks. So, yeah, I'm as obnoxious as it gets with coffee. Yeah. So.
Again, some of the things on the list are, log lighters. You can have a patio. Do you want to, for your inside, so you can put a log lighter on the internal fireplaces. It's a good thing to run it while you're framing, get it part of your infrastructure. Do you want an outdoor kitchen? If you can have a concrete patio out there, then get your outdoor kitchen involved from the day one.
Water in and drain out.
Yeah, water in, drain out. Get some gas out there for your barbecue grill. You see more and more people with they buy those portable gas heaters. Well, you can put
gas nipple
gas heaters in place and turn them off and on at demand and have a nice warm place to go.
Kevin, Erath did the plumbing here at your house. How did they bring any like, hey, why don't you do this as well? They bring you any add-ons?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like we talked about daylight drains. Me and John, we're talking about, because of all my ice makers, my where we're putting daylight drains is probably the biggest one because I had wood floors, so we were trying to make sure that hey, if we had leaks, that it would, Lord willing, minimize the damage. And just, so if we did have some leaks, it could get out there. At our dishwashers, ice makers, washers and dryers had all like daylight drains for all those.
That's cool.
Yeah, Kevin took most things to a different level. Okay.
Yeah, boy does he.
So I don't know if we taught him anything as much as he taught us a whole bunch of stuff.
Kevin, yeah.
Yeah, so it was fun. I mean, John hadn't been around at the very tail end, and there's the one vessel that you have that's made out of a big stone.
Oh yes, yes.
Which is like, did you see that stone? I said, yeah. That's crazy.
And that
was fun to get all the.
That was get all those parts and then get it cored out. It was
in the guest bathroom. It looks like a giant piece of concrete. I mean, it's
limestone.
It's limestone. What is it? It's 18 inches tall by 24, 30 inches wide, and it is a rock that is.
And it's heavy.
The sink.
I about broke my back. I had to move it out there for Danny. He needed me to grind off the bottom of it so he could seal it. So me and Poncho grabbed it and we were towed it out on the front porch, and we were grinding it off for him. And then Danny was like, "Hey, can you help me put it back?" I said, "Yeah, no problem." That was heavy.
Yeah,
that was
it's cool though. It
is cool. It's a cool piece.
I was thinking way out of the box, without any doubt.
That was my wife.
I was just
can't
going to
say
I can't give you credit for that. I'm going to bet that was
Haley's
idea.
level.
Yeah, she did a great job.
Well,
It was
Harry,
really fun to work with too.
she is. Yeah, she's full throttle all the time.
Mm-hmm.